So your people was from Mississippi, that was where your place was at. If your people was in Carolina, that's where your place was at. You understand what I'm saying?
I respect what you're saying, but that's not intimate. Hold on, AP. I mean, brother. Hold on, Ty Data. That's not answering what I'm asking y'all, bro. Y'all
That's
keep
one
going
thing.
No, you're not answering it. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Okay.
I just told you that
here's three problems.
That's a whole total different.
No, my nigga, hold on, bro.
Are you checking the scoreboard? Are y'all checking the scoreboard?
Yo, hold on, man. You can have an attitude. You can have this attitude all you want. I'm going to name three things. One is gentrification. That means that they raising your fucking rent where you live at.
Yes,
and you have. Let me finish. You have to physically move and go to another place.
We know this.
So being Aboriginal
ain't doing shit about
identifying this. Hold on, wait a minute, Chris. Being Aboriginal is dealing with that. Me telling me that I'm an Aboriginal, that's helping with our employment problem.
That's helping me more than being an African.
How is it helping?
It's helping me more than being an African.
No.
Okay, so you know,
wait, hold on.
Right, I answer for you.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just get this out.
Let me finish, man.
Where the fuck is the Aboriginal program that's helping these people find places
to live,
give them employment?
Right.
Where is it? Now you're trying to start it.
Right. This is what we're trying to say, bro. This is what we're trying to say. It's because you're right. You're right. He's absolutely right in what he's saying. But the thing is that he's not asking the Pan-Africans the same thing. This is why. Wait. Let me finish, bro. Let me finish.
Actually, Pan-Africans got more shit than what Aboriginal has.
I know it's a little bit.
The fact that you don't know what
Aboriginals don't have nothing.
Just let me finish for a second. So
the
thing about it,
red, black, and green flag.
The thing about it is that you asking all the right questions.
On the road.
And you are completely 100% right. But the only thing is that you're not asking the people who's been around for 100 years.
Hold on, we're not dealing with them. We're dealing with Aboriginals.
Hold on, slow down, sir.
I know you don't want to swallow this, but you have to. Okay, so you're asking the wrong people. We're asking y'all the same questions. This is your land, remember?
Years,
this is your land, though.
Y'all talking over. What's going on? I can't understand
all I'm trying to do is get one little point, and that's it. You see what I'm saying?
You just deflecting, though, bro.
All I'm asking, look, listen. All I'm saying is that he's asking the correct question. Now, I can answer the questions, no problem. I can show you the statements. I can show you the document. I can show you the incorporated information if that's what you want. But this is what you have to understand: is that it don't fall on us. It falls on you guys because you guys been teaching this shit. If I can finish,
let him,
bro, I'm gonna have to kick you out, bro.
Let him finish.
I mean, you can kick me out. I don't care about that.
I know, but I don't want to. I shouldn't have to kick my brother out just to make a point. You see what I'm saying? Now,
he good.
Now, what I'm saying is that you guys been around for a long time. All of us in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Yo, this Pan-African shit, this Egyptian shit, all this shit that y'all teach. Wait, no. Let me make my point, bro. It's just a simple point, man. That's all. I got kids I'm feeding. Let me make my point and I get out.
Yeah, that must be a part of the program.
You see what I'm saying? So all I'm trying to say is that you asked the correct questions, but you're not asking your own comrades that. You're not asking yourself that. Now, out of 100 years, you don't have none of the shit you asked us for. Now, so now we can be bums and we can be whatever the hell we want to be, but we ain't been around for 100 years. So
they got nothing established.
Ain't got nothing out the deal.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
So can I,
now, when I say we can be bums, I don't mean that can be no past. But so you have to ask yourself that. We're asking.
Can I answer the question? Can I answer you, bro?
Let him answer.
Number one, I already corrected you on what Pan-Africanism is and what it means and when it started. Stop saying that. Everybody that heard me break that down and go look up what that actually is and what they did, you need to stop saying that. So now what you're talking about, you have the audacity to sit here and disrespect your ancestors who are the reason why you are here and say you didn't get nothing. That these people who said that they were from Africa, who were fighting, whatever. So we're going to go down the line. So if I start with Octavius Cato, who's Octavius Cato? Octavius Cato is the only black person, you'll call him an Indian, that's in Philadelphia, that we have the biggest statue there. What did this man do? This man started literary societies for us to learn. What did he do when he did that? This guy here died and fought for our political power.
How did he get the power to do that?
Hold on, let me finish, brother.
Let me.
Yo, my nigga, let me get mine off. What he did, how to get the power in the North, there were free people. So what he did was he fought for a literary society because that's how the laws was in Boston and New York.
I thought white people brought us here to be slaves. So how did they get free?
And you have something called the Gradual Emancipation Act. Each state freed their slaves at different times. So if you're dealing with 1827 in New York, these niggas was free. People will start saying, oh, these niggas wasn't reading, they wasn't doing nothing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yo, how come when I'm talking and I'm trying to get something out,
in a motherfucker, man, and the shit you talking about is fugazi. It's not real, fam. Everything that you talking about, bro, everything that you talking about, fam, is only validating what we're saying, bro.
Let him go.
You don't win in the motherfucker, bro. Like it's no. Come on, bro. You gotta give us like you can make a point and then let somebody else get in, and then you can get right back in because it's more West than you.
We gotta let him go. We gotta
let
him go because it's a lot of.
We let him go. He's just he's doing too much.
I know.
Dude, we gotta. No, you don't know because you don't know what you're.
Bro, I know what you know, but you don't know what I know. Remember, I know what you know. I know what you know, but you don't know what I know.
I got a question for AP.
I know what you know. You don't know what I know. I read the same books you read.
I'm out of here.
I got a question for AP. Now, AP, you 27, right? You just turned 27, 30, somewhere around there, right?
These niggas is out of their mind.
Now, in 100 years, what do you expect from the Aboriginal movement? What do you expect from us? Out of 100 years. So what's that?
I expect a lot. I don't even feel like talking about that right now. I wanna ask Rob Bourne, was there any Africans in Tennessee region, right? Let's deal with Tennessee and some of the Confederate states, right? Was there any Africans in Tennessee in 1760, 1765?
What happened, y'all?
Hell, I don't know.
They bounced out.
Dropping on out and shit. What's going on?
Nah, they bounced
no telling. But yeah, like I said, because he talking all this African in the 1600s and 1700s, like it's historical documents that talk about there wasn't even white settlers nor African settlers in Tennessee all the way up to 1768. And that's just white settlers. It is historical document. So when we
what do you think after 1768? What do you think happened? Remember, go ahead, my bad. All that is the Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War is the first
invasion of the land,
and then the second one is the Civil War.
Can I ask something obvious? He said that he says he's new black knowledge. What's new about that stuff he's talking?
Nothing. Old, dusty, played out as information. But I noticed every time we start talking, they'll cut. What's up with that? That's not cool.
I just want to know what black knowledge is. I want to know what that is. If you're going to claim something, I want to know him to define what the hell that means.
That's to go to school. That's to go to school and learn.
You can't do 1700 and then tell me, well, we're in 21st. See, now you're talking out of both sides of your neck. Which one are you talking about? You talking about 18? 15?
I mean, all knowledge is new to some people. You know what I'm saying? All knowledge is new to certain people. You know what I'm saying? All knowledge is new to some people. It might be old as hell to us and some people, but it is new to some people. But I got a question. Chief, what did that guy do to you? Like, Chief, right off the bat, dude, you just ready to baseball bat the brother. Like, what? You guys got history?
Nah, you know what? I actually like Rob Bourne.
That's niggas you
like. Rob Bourne, my homie. I fuck with Rob Bourne.
Damn.
I actually like him. So I kind of went light on my man. Like, that's my man. I like him. You know what I'm saying?
But it's too crazy though, man. That's too crazy. So now these guys gonna act like they never heard of paper genocide.
No, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, come on, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. Like, and listen, they always telling us from the 1800s, forgetting the fact that Well, the 1808, it was outlawed, not of Africans, of Negroes. They wasn't wanting to bring Negroes back and forth from the Caribbean islands because they don't want too many of us here. But they have been shipping us since the 1600s to the Caribbean islands. He knows this. So when we start talking about Angola, for instance, Angola is a Portuguese dialect, fam.
Right.
Yes, it is, because they're from
languages.
Angola. That's right.
These are languages. Angola didn't exist back then. So the brother was right when they said they got these people back and forth from the Caribbean because of so-called Portuguese, which we're gonna have to get into this too, y'all. Because they want y'all to believe that all this that it started from over there. Well, it started from over here and went there. Latin comes from America. So if we didn't start getting that, they'd have really been, oh no, you don't know what you're talking about. But always asking us what's our tribe. We tell them our tribe. We tell them stuff, and they can't give us nothing from Africa.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to say, because they asking all these rhetorical ass questions, but they can't answer them, dude. Like that's double dumb. Not to be bogus, but that's double dumb.
Y'all don't eat goat.
If I'm gonna sit here and talk shit about Libra Sun, is dumb, and Libra Sun, and I be like, Libra Sun, what's 2 + 2? And then Libra Sun asks me what's 3 + 1, and I don't know it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Who dumb? You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. It's the, you know what I'm saying? You can't play that here. You can do that on your channel, make us look dumb and shit. But you cannot go around asking questions that you yourself.
Why is it off?
You see what I'm saying?
Off air?
No, it cut off. No, it cut off. Yeah, I got seriously hacked, bro. Like my whole computer went to blue screen. I got the blue screen. Like, yeah.
Yeah, they missing. They missing key points to history. There, like, look. He kept saying that in New York, the Dutch was calling the people there Negro. Why would the Dutch call them Negroes when Negro is a Spanish word? Like, they don't know simple things.
Thank you.
Right. That is
they don't know simple
that
things.
Is true.
Like, they don't know simple things. You see, the Dutch was calling us Moors here, man. And they was calling us Moors. They was calling us Swazi. They was calling us another word. But when the English got here, they was calling us black and they was calling us Moors too. They was calling us blackamoors. The English was calling us blackamoors. You understand what I'm saying? But what he don't understand is that the only reason that the people in the Caribbean, because understand this, right? Listen, if the English had colonies set up in the Caribbean and they were sending us from here to their colonies in the Caribbean, right? That's check, right? That's one, right? These will be the same place where you claim the Africans came at. But the mitigated factor is you don't understand that the people that was already here was black. So if the people here resemble Africans, then how the fuck do you know what an African? They weren't even using that term. You only assume that because of the word Negro and the word slave. See, the word slave and Negro equates to being an African.
Facts every time in their mind. You know what's crazy though? He said earlier before you came on that 16, he tried to break out the 11 people that they brought, right? That ship that you was talking about and things of that nature, right? But then later on, when you was banging his head on that, he comes back and said, well, in 1526.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's 100 years. That's 100.
Wait a minute. That's 100 years.
But what people?
Before 16?
He gonna have to 11? Say what people. But what people? Because the English ain't come here to 1580 something. So what people came here in 1526? You're going to talk about the Spanish. The Spanish was bringing you back and forth from the Caribbean too. That's where they got it from. That's where the English learned it from.
Not only that, he talked about some letters that they had from 1491. But if you look at a map, see, it's like, did they even take the time to look at the map? Those maps, those 1400 maps, where they can see where that didn't even exist. Like, what the hell?
That's what I was trying to point out. That's what I was trying to point out, that Spain didn't exist, right? So a lot of the things that we're saying, Portugal and Spain and stuff, now they're like, okay, well, what they're doing is they say, okay, well, it's now called Spain, right? Or now called Portugal, right? But they'll be like, well, these people did X, Y, and Z, right? I'm starting to think none of this shit happens. The source of their power that they're telling us this stuff happened. The white man was even less of a minority on the planet. He wouldn't have armies to do all the things that in the 1400s, the 1500s that they're saying they're doing, y'all.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Check this out, though. Think of this, right? Listen, if you look at all of the cathedrals and all of the castles that's in so-called Aldalusia, I think that's how you pronounce it or whatever, which we call Spain today, right? You would think of, so what was there before? All right, we claim that the Moors came there. Remember, when we talk about the British, we're talking about black people. We don't know that though. The English took over the British. Because listen, think, let me tell you, let me put you on something, right? When they tell you that Queen Elizabeth come from black nobility, because Queen what they did was bleach out the original Moors that was in Europe. And they became the English and the English in London and all that. First, the British was dealing with King George and King James and all of them. Negroes. We don't know that though. We think that the British, listen, bro, the British, when you study the British, bro, we talking about people who we think is Moors, man. But they don't know that. And like I said, they don't know that. Listen, think of it like this, right? What we automatically got in our brain is that the English, the Dutch, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the French, and whoever else was just all going to Africa, snatching people. No, that's not what was happening. The Spanish came here for gold. They didn't come here to bring no slaves here and set anything up. They only started enslaving the people who was here once they see that they could do that. And the English did the same thing. And this is because when you find out, did Columbus bring slaves here? Okay, so Columbus shouldn't even mutter the word African if he didn't bring no slaves. I mean, he shouldn't mutter the word Negro if he didn't bring no African slaves here. So why is he calling the people that he took back Negro de terror? Like, so, like, come on, man. It's like they not open to it. We passed that whole African. We didn't study that shit. Know about our mostest and all of the 13th dynasty and all that. But like we said, the pyramids in Peru are older than the pyramids over there. So it really don't even matter. Right. It really don't even matter because when you start breaking it down, when you start showing this shit. When I show a credible source that's saying that the pyramids in Peru go back from 4,800 years to 5,500 years, a credible source, and I put that on a summer jam screen right next to when the pyramids in Giza was found. Anybody with common sense gonna say, "Yo, he showed 6 different sources, so this shit has to have some." So if you want to say that the Mongoloids built pyramids before the so-called black gods, which one is it?
Well, I mean, that's what I don't know if you caught Seti's video last night. Let's beat up on him.
Taylor in the building. Hold on one second. We got Big Hawk in the building. Y'all make sure y'all support Big Hawk on tribeup.app/Big Hawk. Big Hawk got a karate studio in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So he down there showing the youth how to do some Aboriginal martial arts and stuff like that. So big up to that. I just want to say one thing, and I'm just gonna let y'all go in. I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? The brothers came on. You know what I'm saying? It was a good bill. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We pretty hostile towards each other. We gonna have to. You know what I'm saying? We working on it. We trying. You know what I'm saying?
It's like basketball, man. It's like basketball. We gonna talk trash. I'm gonna dunk on him and talk trash.
Right. But see, some people get very tricky and offensive. You know what I'm saying?
But they supposed to though, Todd Data, because this is history, bro. This is honestly, I don't listen. I don't sit here and waste my time with a bunch of grown ass men talk about history for my health. This shit is real shit. And it's like a conspiracy. It's like a conspiracy. So once people, you start hearing people talk about it, I'm gonna fade to the back because I fade to the back. But what I'm saying is, I don't come on here and do this for the hell. Motherfuckers is telling you Africans, trying to get you away from your land, trying to get you to look over there when you're supposed to be looking over here.
Facts.
Right, and they pushing the shit to the point where
I understand. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I understand this shit's hazardous. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Those are our brothers too. And our faces are sealed. We, you know what I'm saying? We need them just as much as they need us. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is because, for one, we need to see how far they grew. You know what I'm saying? Now, Chief Holiday, they've been chasing and whooping around the back chats. Now, have you seen any growth in the brother? The only way you can see growth in them is by listening. You see what I'm saying? It's by listening to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You can
I see the little growth.
Right. You can see a little growth. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa.
You know what Aboriginal is. And here's the thing, though, right?
But hold on 1 second, because I'm finna get out of here. I'm finna get
out
out of here. But all our face intertwined. You see what I'm saying? So what I mean by those people who die in New York and the people that's gonna die in New York, they're probably going. There's a huge chance that the people in Chicago gonna share the same death as them. There's the people in Mississippi is gonna share pretty much the same death as them. So all of us are intertwined with each other. You see what I'm saying? So if they're dying happy in New York, chances are they're probably going to be dying happy in everywhere else. And I'm trying to look at it like that. You see what I'm saying? So we can have and value each other, because all our faiths, we're all connected, whether we hate each other or like each other or not. You see what I'm saying? If I'm gonna get hung by a group of pissed off white people, then chances are one of y'all out there is too. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
if I'm with that happy as hell,
but look,
chances are y'all.
Until any of that happens, we got an identity crisis. We got niggas who think they from a whole continent, which got 52 countries, and they trying to persuade you and use coercion and use guilt tricks to make you believe that.
It's offensive.
When you're from here.
Right. The shit is offensive.
And what you don't understand is this. If you think you was brought here and the way they treat you as a slave, imagine if you think you was here already and the way they treat you as a prisoner of war. Because they won't let you own your own shit. They won't acknowledge what they did to you. They won't fucking you know what I'm saying? And then people got you can go ahead and get a job and shit. You can get a nice car.
Do some little shit, huh?
But do some
get
shit.
You a good job.
Do some redevelopment shit. Do some shit where it comes where you gotta start buying land, or you gotta start dealing with land, and you gotta start dealing with, and see how fast the doors shut down on you.
I bet y'all ain't talking that new black knowledge. I bet you ain't talking that new black knowledge at work, though. I bet MBK ain't talking that shit at work. They
a lot
of
this stuff is fun. You know what I'm saying? When you say spark, a lot of it is fun. But sometimes we gotta show the people that we can build. We gotta also show the people sometimes we can have a conversation.
You can't build with people. You only build.
I don't mean like literally going business with them. I mean just have a conversation about some common interests, because we all got common interests. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes. But one thing I want to say is that if you look at both these groups, through the eyes,
you gotta get some etiquette, man.
Right. If you look at both these
groups,
don't
have none. He's straight from Cabrini. I mean, from the Argyle Gardens. He don't have no. He's straight from the Wild Hunters, man.
If you look at both of these groups, which is the Aboriginals who believe that they own it, who believe that they're on land, and then if you look at these people who believe they're from Africa, if you look at both of those groups through the eyes of let's say Europeans, which one would you less likely to run across? The people that believe you standing on their shit, or the people that came over here and believe that they're slaves? So the Aboriginal movement is always going to win. You see what I'm saying? At the end, I'm aware of this. They're always going to be afraid. We're always going to be more dangerous. You see what I'm saying? And I'm aware of that.
Go ahead.
God damn.
I'm out. Go ahead.
No, but see, they're perpetuating.
Which one worse?
They perpetuating paper genocide, man. They have to understand that.
That's right.
They have to, man. They got to, man. Y'all are helping them,
and these niggas is Masons. Like what Garvey did transferred until 2019, because what he did was he started a movement where everybody think that they from over there now. Because this is what, and like I said, and if you study him, but listen, look. If you,
I don't think Garvey did that, but go ahead.
It wasn't Garvey.
I think a lot of niggas just took it and ran like that. Like,
what you mean? He started
like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like a lot of times, hopefully when we gone, ain't nobody gonna take our work and change it up and say, well, them niggas was saying this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I just, you know, I get exactly what you're saying, but he was saying Negro. He wasn't saying Africans. And
no. I know. But what I'm saying is, what happened is today we think the Pan-African. We think we from over.
That's
here.
right.
to the point to where you got a movement, something like the ADOs, even though none of us, we know we wasn't slaves and all that, but you got people who trying to separate us from the rest of the world, which over here, it makes a bigger difference, man. See, if I was over in Africa, me being from here wouldn't make a big difference. And especially imagine you go to Africa and you able to go there and get all type of loans and over the people there and they treat you better over there. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. You know what I'm saying? And this is what happens over here. And we sit here and we be like, oh, that's my brother. And we don't know that these people signed up to come here to get the same thing that the European came here to take. They sharing it with them. The Europeans sharing it with them. Like, yeah, you want some of this too? All right, come on. Get a degree. Come on, get a degree. Come on over here. Work. You can have the same thing.
Yeah, it's just about integration, man. Shout out to Irritated Genie. He did a great one.
Look, the motherfucker who got the most over here, like they tell you, the Nigerians, they said the Nigerians per capita, they got like $100,000 per capita, right? That's how much they gross income, right? The motherfuckers you see that the greediest is the motherfuckers that you see that's in the system the most. And that's all these motherfuckers. They all want participants. And that's why they don't want. That's why they mad at the ADOS movement. Africans over here, it ain't no better than the white man over here. You might as well hook up with the white man before you hook up. You might as well hook up with the white man. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, bro.
Got some crazy shit though.
You might as well hook up with the white man. Look, you might as well hook up with the white man.
No. Look, they coming over here getting into the military now.
That's even worse. And then you see one of them niggas shoot you quick. Nigga shoot you down and shit. Nigga like, nigga see chief and shit. Nigga like, man, nigga shoot your ass. Like,
I think that everybody loves the American Aborigine though. Like that's one thing I've learned that even white people. I know they can't. They like, oh shit, he knows. Like everybody knows,
but they don't know who you is though, Chief. They only know us by our name. You have to tell them. Listen, they only know us by our name, right? And then that got levels because fucking Caribbeans got the same last names we got. So you got to look at that too. They got the same last names we got. You see, Garfield E. Reed. Where he from? Listen how he sound. You know what I'm saying? His name Reed. He got an English name.
Well, you know and even when we get to those things, right? You know what I'm saying? We trying to trace a lot of the origins of this language, right? The language English comes Spanish, Latin comes from America, right? So now it's like, okay, we have to reposition our minds to accept this as just a fact. Like I don't know what else to say. And when we do that, we're not walking around with slave masters' names. We were the masters of this land. They are tricking us. They're tricking us out this land. And the Revolutionary War.
That's why. But that's why.
I mean, we can go even before that, like the Pequot Wars and the you know what I'm saying.
But not only that though, Chief. They
so on and so forth, right?
They just recently mastered the English language. Recently.
That's right.
Recently, right.
But look, if you know what's funny though, check this out, right? That we got the whole concept of this shit wrong, right? Because prior to them forming the United States, it was just independent fucking colonies. So they couldn't enslave everybody here. They might have a few people who they captured and put over there, or people who was indentured. Because remember them pictures, them Indians that's working for them, they had some type of treaties with the people over here to help them grow the shit, and then they would take the shit back. And then the people you see that standing there are indentured Indians that's working for them. That's what the fuck you see. That's what you see at first. Now they warring with other Indians while all of this shit is going on. You got other Indians that's warring against them. They giving them guns. They overthrowing them. They capturing people. They making them people work for them. And then the shit just start trickling down. Now, like I said, then you got people who started governments. Who started first? It was plantations. Then it was colonies. Then it was states. You know what I'm saying? That's how that shit came into play. You know what I'm saying? But all of them wasn't doing the same thing. They ain't just come here and just overtake Massachusetts, then New York. No. That's not what happened. That's why when AP gets said that they ain't come to Tennessee until the 1700s, because that's after the Revolutionary War. That's when the United States is formed. The United States. Listen, when you read this shit, it's telling you that they was encouraging the governors was encouraging Indian slaves, man. They was encouraging capturing motherfuckers and putting them in plantations, man. And a lot of these times, like when you see concentration camps, you know you talking about Indians. That's why the motherfuckers that shit happened.
Big facts.
That's why that shit what happened to the people in the Nazi, what they call that shit, the Devil's Punch Bowl. The people that died in that concentration camp, and they put a lake over them, buried them. Or I think the other story is that the shit grew, the peach trees grew out or whatever. But nonetheless, though, however it go, you know what I'm saying? When they formed the United States, that's when all that shit happened. And like I said, they even captured British motherfucking captured. If the British is fighting with some of the so-called Aborigines against the so-called other British, that's like we don't really know what's really going on between them, but I think they fighting over the land. That's what I think they doing. I think the white settlers and the British are both fighting over the land, because you find out the British wanted the land too. So the white settlers that's here are fighting. They formed something like, we gonna take this. This our shit. Like, and then they started getting other Aborigines, and then you got Aborigines like, fuck that. We don't want them motherfuckers here. And they caught in the crossfire. And then you got some Aborigines that ain't fucking with neither one of them, and they fighting against each other. So you got motherfuckers from the land, then you got people coming from other land, and they fighting against other motherfuckers from the land. That's how that shit happened. That's how it happened.
Let me just add to that, A1. What I believe happened is that they used the white settlers to say, well, you go settle the land and then we'll sell it to you. You see what I'm saying? So they even used the white settlers to go and conquer the land, and then they turned around and sold the land to them after they did the work and conquered the land.
That's
see
right.
What I'm saying?
But they ain't do shit. They ain't do shit. We did it.
We need detail. There's so much more to what we're talking about right here.
Facts.
So much more.
Yeah.
I really want to start digging into that. I mean, y'all brothers building. Continue, please.
I mean, because you got to think of it. This is the call that they put out to the Europeans saying, if you come over here, we promise you land, right?
That's right. Yep.
But you had to settle what they call, quote unquote, settle the land. Right, which means you had to come and steal the land,
and it was certain deadlines. So when you start looking at some of the earliest acts, I think the first 10 acts was extension acts. You feel me? Dealing with the land, grabbing the land. You feel me? With them coming over here, the foreigners coming over here trying to get their money up to get the land. They had put a deadline on that shit. They kept extending this shit for 10 years.
That's right. Hey, we really need to start with Bejarni Heliufason. Before Henry VIII really took that state of claim with his 50 ships, we have Bejarni Heliufason. We really got to start there. 998
AD. Where that's coming out at? That's a
998 AD. We're dealing with Eric and Bejarni. When those few came over here, and the people who they dealt with at the time that came over here to what we call the Americas, we have to really deal with that time. That time and the situations and things that happened from that time.
That's around the same time they was looking for Pastor John, right?
That's before Pastor John.
Prester John.
Before early Renaissance. Eric
Valhalla.
No, not Valhalla. Valhalla happens after IMU. But dealing with the situation that leads to us over here and a lot of the things that have been really hidden but can be found, it really starts at that point. And I really want to put that out there. As we start digging into it, there is a way where it's a benefit for us today. And I really wish that basically we start starting from that point, because there's a whole gap of history. Like the brothers Rob Bourne and Chris came on. All their stuff starts in the 15th and 16th and 17th century, but we have stuff from the 10th century. And the stuff that Bjarni Herjulfsson said it's remarkable and amazing, but most don't know about it because you got to dig into the Viking records. And you'll find that really a lot of that history really is people from America traveling around. Not from Africa, not from Europe, but from America traveling through those places. And the real passages of ways that we use boats was never through an Atlantic. It was always Iceland, Greenland, UK, Europe, back and forth. That's why the evidence, it holds and stains in the face of all Pan-Africans with that nonsense that they push. We were traveling back and forth since the 10th century and before, because they had to know the routes. They had to know, but you can look it up from Bjarni Herjulfsson, and you have the red, Erik Leifsson. I might be pronouncing it a little wrong right now. When you really dig into those times and days, man, you're gonna see a lot of things fail when it comes to history, and that's why we need to really challenge the way that we dealing with history and the dates that we get these numbers that we come up with. What is the real procedure and the structure used to look at dating things? We'll find that things that we're thinking like, yeah, it predates something in Egypt, that actually is a lot older than we think.
But you can't even. But look, even when you dealing with them dates, man, you know that they added 400 years to the calendar, man, and we don't know at what point in time they did that. I believe it was probably around the mid 1500s or whatever. They changed everything, but yeah, they've been traveling, man. They've been going back and forth over there, man. The people been knew about coming over here. This is the reason how people got certain fruits and vegetables over, even in Africa.
Thank you. That's right.
Because they was coming over here. This is the real. This is how the real seeds was getting over there to some of these parts over there. Because, like I said, man, if you really study, I'm already sure, man, that we was here. I'm 100% sure. See, what people don't play on is the Indian slave trade, man. That's it. Once you crack that, and you see, I was trying to tell Rob Bourne, you heard what he was saying. I don't know Chief on, but you hear what he was saying. I told him, I said, look, they was enslaving people since 1621. This is their documentation that they was enslaving people here since 1621. Okay, do you think that they allowed them to continue to be Indians, or they made them assimilate into the society? This is the reason why most of the freemen were soldiers. Most of the freemen fought with the Americans. That's the reason why they became free.
Hey, I'm talking to A1. You know what's very interesting about
some
that?
Of the things
if you dig into Dome Diverses,
so let me make
dig into all the Dome Diverses,
and let you know,
you're going to find that people were not being taken from Africa to America.
Scam or sham or whatever you want to call it. I completely understand.
All of the people of the world, man. This is European domination, and it started in 1451.
Extermination. It started off to be extermination.
Look, it started in 1451, and it came into a complete head after World War II. Because World War II, they already conquered everything. Now they fighting over who want to control everything.
That's right.
So now when you understand but even when you dealing with the doomed devices, the English ain't got nothing to do with that. That's only the French and the That's the French, the Spanish, and the Portuguese.
Italian.
So,
right.
Oh, exactly. So, but what I'm saying is, most people think through history that all these people was doing the same fucking thing. Like they were, let's go to Africa, go grab. You couldn't. Everybody didn't have money to be able to do that. You had to have resources to even be able to do that type of shit. Which, like we already didn't explain, you're not bringing nobody on the wooden fucking boats across no ocean. That takes 5 months. These people tied up. Listen, it's not happening. No. It's not happening. It's not happening. What you got? Exercise bikes on there, treadmills. Motherfucker, no. Come on, man. You ain't got none of that shit. So people, you gonna have to learn. If you laid in a bed for 5 months, bro, when you get out, you gonna have to learn how to walk.
Thank you. Hey,
where the fuck was they storing the water at? The fresh drinking water, bathing water.
Henry VIII had those ships. He had 50 of those ships. Those ships that Henry VIII had couldn't hold more than 20 to 30 people. What's going on here? Numbers ain't adding up.
Yeah, but when you see, listen, even when they do try to trick you with some African, with the African slave trade, which the people in Africa, they was only moving around through Africa and back and forth through Europe. And they ain't, like I said, these are not even Africans. Remember, because they pushed people out of Europe into Africa. Then they went back and captured these people. But you know what I'm saying?
But not only that though, a slave doesn't mean African or slave. It means
Slavic. It means Slavic, Slovenian, Russian, them type of people. Slavic.
Hey, I got to drop a bomb on this A1. Most of West Africa was underwater until about the 16th century. Until the people came from the Caribbean and America. John Brown Roostworm when he went over there, most of that shit was still underwater.
Bro, was you just on a call when them Pan-Africans was on there?
I'm the one that brought them in.
Okay, well you should have told them that, because they, for some reason,
no, they know that A1.
Well now they know that, but see, listen, think of it like this, man. All of this shit was connected, man. Atlantic Ocean just was formed. You understand what I'm saying? Now the Atlantic Ocean just was formed. You understand? Yeah. So if you know that the land was connected or whatever, and what Ali Muhammad was saying was, when the floods came, it pushed the sand back further inland. That's why in West Africa you see it's a lot of dry areas, and like you look, that shit look, you see one tree, and listen, it's not like it's wintertime. You know how over here the wintertime and shit through autumn, the leaves fall off. You look at Africa, it be 90 degrees over there, ain't no fucking leaves on the tree. You're like, what the fuck? Like what the fuck is going on? Like how the fuck is they eating? What is they? You know what I'm saying? How the fuck the Earth's supposed to provide for you if the Earth know people exist there in that area? The Earth will provide food for you.
Right. If it's the cradle of civilization with no food, I mean,
man, you supposed to be able to go over there like, yo, man, you supposed to have a watermelon right here. You supposed to
your land.
Hey, look, look, you supposed to be able to sit on a hammock, right, and just reach and grab a watermelon, a lemon. Like this supposed to be like y'all saying, like this is the shit over here. Like it's everything over here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's paradise.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Peace to the panel.
Peace, sis.
How y'all
doing? What's up, Empress?
The one and only Empress.
Yes, that's me.
You enjoy yourself?
Yeah, you know, I love a good argument with a Pan-African. The thing is, they always want to go back to Africa. It's just this fantasy about being there on that land. It ain't shit there. If they cultivated America, the so-called Africans that you pulled up out of Africa didn't cultivate that land, but they came over here and cultivated this land. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah,
that's a Garden of Eden. That's right.
That's a good point. Them niggas ain't know how to do nothing. We were the farmers.
That's a fact.
Then not only that, they want to keep riding with the DNA thing. How the fuck they gonna tie you to a land but can't tie you to the people that's living there?
That's right.
And can't pronounce what DNA is.
That's
exactly.
Right. That's right. It can't tell you.
And another thing, okay, if your people been here in America all this time, they wouldn't even tie you over there for say they bring you here first before they tie you there, because your living ancestors, your recent living ancestors are here. So why would they take you way across the water?
He ain't got no damn proof anyway. Yeah. I mean, He didn't know. He don't even know his lineage. You know what I mean?
They always want to ask you your culture. You live your culture every day. That was missionaries way before Columbus.
Oh shit. Get them.
There were missionaries. I even got an article when they talk about soul food, and this was in February of 1942. So-called Christopher Columbus didn't get to the Americas until August of 1492. So that was people already describing the food that we was eating was soul food. And then who do they call the soul people? They call us the soul people.
Out here in America. Get them.
Exactly. And that's where they got the name soul food. And tell me which one of your great white grandmammies taught you how to cook soul food when they still eating raw meat right to this day. And all they use is salt and pepper.
And they eating bugs and shit over Africa.
Exactly.
You know
they
what I'm saying?
eat whole rats on a stick.
That shit bone up a cheek though.
They don't even skin them though. They don't even skin them. They ain't even gonna get fancy with it.
They pulling them straight out the trash can and cooking them.
They'll give you an identifiable rat and shit. Like you could tell that's a rat. At least fillet the motherfucker or fake me out or something like it's chicken. You know what I'm saying?
It don't look like a
steak.
The whisker still on it.
And
we're still doing the same things our ancestors was doing.
Right.
They want you to think that we're not living our culture. That's their whole thing, is to get you out of the mindset of that this is your culture and this is not your culture and Africa is your culture. That's a lie. They cook fufu. I can tell you for a fact what they cook because I worked for Africans, been working for Africans for over 20-some years.
But you know what? Look, check this out, though, sis.
Look. Let me see. Auntie, what's your tribe up real quick? Because I can't find you on there. What's your tribe up?
I'm up under this, my tribe up. I'm up under my name.
Oh, the whole name? The original Copper Ibra Herper?
Talking about over in the group?
Yeah, in TribeUp.app.
No, I'm under my name, my real name.
Just cut a bill, man.
I'm sorry. I've been trying to find her. My bad.
Look, I'm up under my real name. My government. I ain't giving my government out. I got too many people looking for me.
So how do I find you? How do I find you? You got a hashtag or something? How do I find you? How we find you on TribeUp.app?
Under the Witness Protection Program.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
We don't. Here talking about these pair of beasts. I can't be giving out my whole name.
Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, y'all.
Man, what I was gonna say was, if Africans ain't got no soul food and Europeans don't know how to cook soul food, then how the fuck we learn how to cook soul food?
Exactly.
So it's you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of shit that you just gotta point out. It just become evident, like, you know what I'm saying, like they don't cook even like you know what I'm saying. I watch African chefs. They cook with certain ingredients. They don't cook like we cook. None of that shit.
We have every herb that is here in America. That's and right. Those herbs we have used to cook. When they came here, them motherfuckers wasn't eating no damn soul food. Them motherfuckers was eating. They were sleeping with their goddamn animals. They weren't even eating the bitches until after they got through eating up their goddamn ancestors and their motherfucking sisters and brothers.
They was eating human tartar.
Exactly.
Right. And larvae and ants.
Yes.
They didn't even have food in Europe. What the
that shit you see Man vs. Wild be eating this shit. That's how they was rolling this shit. You see
they
how
want
Man
you to think. They want you to think soul food is that they somehow came over here and reason why you start cooking soul food because they beat African traditional food out of you. That's bullshit. Regardless if they even taught you how to cook, just hypothetically speaking, because we know that ain't true, but just say if they did was to come over here and you start cooking soul food, you still would know how to cook fufu and slop because they fix slop. I'm gonna tell you straight out. I done been to their weddings and everything. The shit look like slop. African food don't look like it's something that you want to get them in. Just like, oh shit, I'm hungry and I want to chow down. Of course, they've been over there all day life. They gonna eat that shit and they think that shit's good. You ain't never seen one of our time I'm finna cook a fucking African lean cuisine or nothing. Because we know that ain't our shit.
It is witch's brew.
Exactly.
Oh man. Yeah, we'll throw that shit on the trash and shit.
Man, the shit stinks so bad, y'all. If you warm it up in the microwave, you have your microwave stinking for days. That's how bad they shit smell.
Hey, yo, I'm gonna tell y'all a good book that just telling it all. This slavery in Cherokee country. Yo, I'm reading this shit right here. It's saying that the indigenous slaves dressed better than their masters.
Like, we know where they got. Nothing is cool until we rock it no motherfucking way. Just think about it. Nothing is cool until we show people how to wear it.
Hey, we invented buttons ups. That's been here in America. We did.
I just got back this past week from New Orleans. Y'all, they got a whole big statue down there. Chief Tutu, Aboriginal, big long thick braids. Look at the man features and everything. A whole big statue right there. Mahalia, in her like area where her theater is, of him. Then they got a whole wall right there of Aboriginal people talking about they from the Congolese. I thought they were doing a tour when I walked up. It was old Paleface doing a tour with some of our people with their good dumb asses and some of their people telling these people these are the Congolese. They built a whole city over here. I said, you allowed them Aboriginals. Them indigenous Indians.
Yeah.
And the dude standing beside me looked at me like I'm crazy. I said, but you crazy because you sitting here let a nigga that wasn't even on your land come over here and tell you what's going on.
Yeah. And that's what they do.
You gonna have people come way across from another part of the world come and tell you your history.
Facts.
Ask them who the fuck are they? I'm tired of going back and forth with these fucking Pan-Africans. You never ask. You questioning who the hell we say we are, but I don't see you asking the fucking European who the fuck are they? Where did you come from? Y'all running all the labs and everything. So, of course, you ain't gonna never tell the truth where the fuck you come from. You came from a Peachtree did.
But you know what though? Real talk. That is like a smack in the face because anybody know that we've been stripped of our culture and we wouldn't have no remnants of any of that shit left. So that don't mean that we not that though. But with the exception that we do actually live the same way we live. We speak Ebonics like you said. We eat the same food, similar. We
still got a lot of the same culture and customs. Yep.
Ebonics is nothing new. They try to make like to you that Ebonics is new to us. No, it's not. That's how we communicate to keep them dumb motherfuckers out of our motherfucking business.
Yeah, but even modern day or today's American English is some goddamn Ebonics.
Yes, exactly. And they be right in their face.
I thought I heard you.
As anything else.
Sis, what's up?
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm great.
That's good. I'm good. I'm great. And when they say they was bringing us back and forth from Africa and all this, they were just taking us from the mainland to the islands to confuse you. Because if you on a contract, a 7-year contract, they know your ass gonna skip out. They know you're gonna skip out. So why not take you to the islands where you can't? Because you don't know that land. Well, how you gonna get away from there?
Yeah, they had control of the plantations out there.
Exactly.
The English had. That's why. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, but that's what. I don't know if you guys seen Curry Mayo's last couple videos, right? He's talking about the Indian slavery. He's breaking out documentation, bro. Like this shit is over. Ain't no getting around it. Ain't no we talking about this. No, it's documented that the people that they enslaved and what they did to them and why they moved them. You know what I'm saying? Like if you keep somebody on their land where you trying to enslave them, they're gonna revolt. They're gonna fight, and that's what was happening in Virginia and all these other places. So, bro, like all the things that they're telling us about what actually happened actually didn't happen. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why they have ports, though. You heard me?
Yeah, but even they talk about South Carolina being a port and they brought all these people in or whatever, right? Well, then once you get to the records in South Carolina, they brought X amount of people in and they didn't come from Africa. I mean, it's just so much, man. Like this shit it's getting ridiculous for them to keep saying the same things and we're going to keep saying the same stuff. When did they write that book?
They're not learning.
Portugal and West in Africa in the 1500s. Well, Portugal didn't exist in the 1500s. That's just a fucking fact. I don't care what nobody say. They can get emotional. But even when I told him about the Angola, right, I was like, yo, bro, like, I'm gonna let you hang yourself, let you go ahead and do what you're gonna do. But that shit didn't exist then.
And
Straight
then
the fuck up. It did not exist.
Last name.
And even before that name is made up too. But it was at least.
When did Africans get last names?
No, stop. I'm finished.
And they keep talking about that ADOS. Ain't no, the only thing they left out was the adios, nigga. So y'all gonna keep playing because they getting ready to ship your ass on up out of here.
Well, my question is, can white slaves be ADOS too then? Shit. They're gonna have to
they should be the first.
They're gonna have to open the door.
American descendants of slaves, of Slavics. Hey, and you know the people that's supporting ADOS, right? The ADOS, right? They like, well, can't nobody else have it. It's for us. It's only for us. Jamaicans can't have it. I'm like, yo, y'all have lost y'all fucking minds. So if the Chinese say, well, guess what? We feel like we should get some ADOS money too because we were subjected to the mines and the railroads, right? And they're a little bit more organized, so then they might make some shit happen. See, that's what we don't have nobody that could say that's been speaking for us. We keep talking about Jesse Jacksons and Real Alvin Sharpers, but I'm sure that we got qualified people that represent us, right? Somewhere, Maxine Waters, somebody can represent us. That's what I'm saying. So I know for a fact, and this is what Rob Boy and them are going to figure out, because it's like a wave, it's a tsunami. They can't stop. It's like, okay, this is going anyway. So either y'all gonna ride the wave or y'all gonna get taken over. Because this Aboriginal stuff is not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere, and that's a whole other thing too. Just the concept Aboriginal is a description of the first people that inhabit this land. So either you believe that they came here thousands of years ago on boats like City does, right? That's fine. We just believe we've been here. And we just try to go with the evidence that proves that. We don't go with our emotions like, oh, Africa is motherland. Well, we're saying that America is grandmotherland. And we either going to respect that or check it.
Yeah, I got to know.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
I got a question I've been wanting to ask. So, the Native Americans, the ones that you say is the fake people, all the people that's claiming that they these tribes from Cherokee going all around, they just now got some more reparations for $30-something billion. What y'all think about that? What do we? Can
I answer this? Can I answer?
What do they get reparations for, brother?
What do they need? What do they need it for?
What do they get it for? What do they get it for?
They get it because they claim that they the victims who got their land taken. That's why
there's only 5 million around.
So tell me something. Before you get a mongoloid, don't the original man? Because this is what y'all claim, that the original man was of hue, dark on every landmass, right?
Wait, hold on, Empress. Hold on.
What does that have to do with the Native Americans?
Because they're not the real people. Because they're not the real people. You have to understand, they are the remnants that was left here behind when they came over here to help these us build the railroad. Of course, if they're tied back to the pale man, of course, you know they're going to give them their money because that money's still going back to them.
Do you understand my question?
Empress, hold on, Alan. What date? What's good, brother?
What's up?
I'm happy that you came back. Honestly.
Yeah,
okay.
I got to get up early in the morning, so I'm about to leave in a minute. But I just wanted to ask you that.
Okay, we won't keep you on too long. Okay, can you prove that the people who are you calling mongoloids were here in what we call America? Charles Netter and those that created that colonial society brought the people here.
That's not my intention. I don't really care. Honestly, bro, I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is you guys say that all of those people are the fake Indians. Those are the fake people. You saying that you the real people. These niggas got caste tribes. Yo, Cherokee.
I'm in a tribe, baby. I'm part of a nation.
I'm asking her.
Hold on.
I asked a question.
Hold on.
Hey, let me answer that.
Wait, hold on.
Legally, they're just another.
I just wanna.
Right. I got your question. I got you, bro. I got you.
I want to make sure it's real.
I got you. I got you. I'm not retarded.
I'm gonna be quiet after this, right? What I'm saying is this, right? Those people get school grants, they get housing. Not all of them. If they choose to leave off the reservation, they don't get that. But they get that school. They get to go there, and they get X amount of money for these cash jobs, aka Hard Rock Cafe, all this other shit. So why spend all the time arguing with people who say that they African instead of going at the niggas that's getting that bread?
We doing that now.
Okay, so that's two questions. Right, that's two questions, bro. So the first question is, you got to understand they are an extension of the government. They are government regulated. They are government. They're government backed. So this is legally. They are nothing more. They are nothing more than the FBI. They are nothing more than another section of the government.
The motherfucking oath
anytime the government wait. Anytime the government give them money, anytime the government give them money. Well, let me finish. Anytime the government give them money, they're just basically giving money to themselves. Now the thing is that we don't hate.
Before you get there, hold on. Before you get there, this is the thing that's baffling when y'all say that, because I heard y'all say this before.
I know, but I'm trying to answer your question.
If those people, no, because you said that they working with the government.
They're another wing of the government.
Hold on. They're not a wing of the government. They're not a part of it.
They're government regulated, bro.
They are government regulated. They're regulated.
Regulate your pace, just like the FDA regulate your cars and stuff. The government regulate them, bro. They're just another.
Okay. So I want you to answer me this question, bro.
Well, hold on. I'm not even.
No. We staying on the same point. They have the Indian Business Affairs Tribe. They make their own rules. They make their own for their own sovereign citizens.
Rob Bourne, look, real quick.
This is the shit that's baffling to my brain.
Okay, listen.
He's being truthful. I think he's being honest.
Okay, let me
that's a fact.
Always being honest. Hey, Rob, hey, look, A1. Please explain it.
Okay, listen, let me answer that, right? Listen, Rob Bourne, look, understand this. Remember what I told you. When they came here from day one, their whole plan was to take the land and get us to assimilate into their society. Now, the original Indians got the last name Turner, Jones, Jackson, Evans, Jefferson, Brown, Woods, all that shit, all the names we got, because we were the first ones that they came across that we assimilated with them. Now, the reason why most of our people didn't go on the Trail of Tears, because Andrew Jackson told most of our people in the South have farms and shit. So he told most of our people that if you was to give us jurisdiction over you, you don't have to leave with the rest of the people that's going on the Trail of Tears. So most of our people stayed in the fucking South, man. You understand what I'm saying?
All right, okay. This is the problem I'm having with this, because I read all kind of stuff, and
you ain't reading the right shit though. But
bro, you can't tell me what bro, hold on. You can't tell me what I'm reading is not right.
You need to sit down and
brother, wait a minute, please. Yo, just hold on, man. Y'all keep saying they understand the government when they are fighting, because it's crazy to me. They're fighting for the North Dakota pipeline that's being built right now.
That's in North Dakota. We from the southeast, northeast.
Yo,
we ain't from over
hold
here.
on, bro.
Hold on. Can I say something about that? The original people wasn't there. That's why
talking about
the pipeline went through.
I'm not talking about the original people, nothing, yo. Why you are not having a problem understanding what I'm saying?
All right, go ahead, bro.
The original people.
Yo, you guys are saying every single person that got sovereign, that got their card, that's doing what they been, you saying they all fake. All of them. You saying they do it on people and they not them. So okay, I got that point. Hold on, wait.
Do they have their own government? Rob Bourne, do they
have their own government? Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
With the Constitution and everything. So you saying
they got their own. Yo, my nigga,
they have their own surveillance system too?
Todd Data, I want you to do this for me, Todd Data.
Wait. Are you saying they have their own surveillance?
Let him finish, man. Let him finish.
Todd Data, I want you to do this, Todd Data.
Let him finish.
Todd Data, I want you to do this, Todd Data. I want you to pull up any tribal government right now and put it on the screen for your viewers. Pull up Cherokee Nation right now. pull it up right here.
I can call him on the phone, bro.
That's fine, bro. Like, you're not tripping on that.
There's over 500 nations that's not even recognized that are the original people. You're calling the 5 civilized tribes.
Put up Cherokee Nation, right?
Yo, any one of them. I don't care what tribe you pull up. You can pull up Navajo.
Those aren't tribes. I mean, those aren't governments. Those are fucking companies.
Yo,
that's like having a president.
Let's slow down. Let's show them. Let's show them.
Hold on, bro.
Let's show them. That's a legitimate question.
Sovereignty is for foreign people.
He asked
so now you
sovereignty is for foreign people.
You telling me that they
now listen to this.
They not sovereign. You telling me they don't got their own government. You're crazy.
Right, born. Do you know the name of their website is Cherokee.org? You understand that, right? So that's sign number one. That's sign number one.
No, nigga, go pull up.
No. I'm pulling it up right now, but slow down, bro.
And put it on the screen and show people their government.
Look.
I already know the shit. Who you talking to, baby? I'm part of a nation.
Okay, I'm finna do it right now.
Okay, but what's that means you got your card.
Hold on, fall back for a minute.
I got my card, brother. I got my card because I did my genealogy.
Okay, now you see this, right, boy? Can you see this on the screen? Can you see this on the screen? Okay, you see this Cherokee Nation website home is Cherokee.org. Okay, now an independent nation.
No.
Slow down, bro.
No. You're not gonna play yourself. Brother, press the button.
So I know, but just listen first. This
no, you said that they not a government.
I'm trying to show you how to identify, bro.
Press the button.
Okay. You see. Cherokee.org. You know what org means?
Put it up on time.
Okay, so now I'm going to go there. So
they part of the 5 civilized tribes.
Let's go there. I'm going to go there right now. Now, do you see this?
Ty data. That shit ain't proving nothing. Yo, don't let somebody
prove nothing because I'm not trying to prove. Yo, dude, all I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out what you niggas is fighting for.
Listen,
we're not fighting. We fighting because this is our name.
I know he's right.
The same way y'all asses romanticizing about Africa. We fighting for our land because see, I know for a fact my people was here.
You don't even know me. You don't even know what I deal with. You don't even know what you're talking. You don't even know who you talking to.
You don't know who you talking to.
I say you claim
so right here it says our government.
You saying that,
right? It says our government. Now where's their constitution?
Right there.
Where's their constitution?
Why they calling it our
because we got stuff in the corporation we call government too. That don't make it a real government. Like that's just a name. I could bring up a piece of paper right now that says 5,000 elite government.
I
can make a website that says 5,000 government. That doesn't mean it's a legitimate government.
Put that up for him. They don't have that up for him. But like I said, they're part of the 5 civilized tribes, and all their damn chiefs are pale-faced.
Right, exactly.
And the white man wasn't here, baby. The pale-face wasn't here. We was here. We're part of the 13 colonies. We're the 13 colonies.
Now, Rob, before we slow down, bro, you have to listen to me. I got you. I understand where you're going. Your question's legitimate, but you gotta let me answer it. You see what I'm saying? They don't have their own currency, bro. They got paid money. They're not a government. What government don't have their own money, bro? Like you gotta be real with this. What government don't have their own surveillance system? Don't have their own communications tower? Like what type of government is under a that's not real, bro. You see what I'm saying? Bro. You have to think logical, bro.
All these Google scholars,
like I can get a church
billions of dollars.
I can make a church website that says government. I can hand out some IDs.
I
can do some Bitcoins. You gotta think a little more logical.
I'm not talking. He talking. He the one saying what he's saying. I said that.
He with the $5 Indians.
I said that.
They trying to make the $5 Indians the real Indians.
Oh my God, I'm not trying to make nobody nothing, bro.
What you understand that? You don't understand the $5.
I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to make me. I brought up something, and I said all of these niggas you saying is fake Indians, and you the real niggas.
Go ahead. Hold up. Time out, y'all. Hold up. Time out for a second. Ty, go ahead and pull it up, man. Pull up the website.
He's looking at it right here. Ain't you guys looking at it?
Okay. Now, hold up. Now show the Chiefs. Show the Chief.
Yeah, yo, do you understand? Yo, I don't understand why you not getting this. I know what they look like, bro. I know I know that. How many times did I say you said these are the fake niggas?
You know how that happened, though, Rob?
Yo, I don't care how it happened, son. You understand what I'm saying, bro?
What's the point?
I'm telling you what my point is, and you having a comprehension problem.
Bro, listen.
I don't care if you say
that. Nobody over here got a comprehension problem.
Listen.
Yo, why you keep saying,
let us see your bullets.
Y'all, they pushing that fake ass African shit on the people.
That's nobody pushing nothing. What are you talking about, yo?
What's your bulletin?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? We've been trying to figure out since Marcus Garvey. Y'all still doing that same shit for 100 years and ain't got no goddamn well.
I know, and you are able to participate in the political process because of that. You're able to go to school because of that. You got your certificates because of all of that.
Those was Christians, bro.
I don't claim that. I don't claim that motherfucking indoctrination. That ain't no goddamn school. Just called indoctrination. The same thing you doing now, indoctrinate the people. That ain't no motherfucking school. That's called indoctrination. Kindergarten means guarding the mind. That's when they first start guarding your mind and indoctrinating you.
Yeah, I
don't know what you're talking about. Some school. That ain't school.
I'm gonna kind of like moderate a little bit. I'm gonna kind of moderate a little bit because we got people listening, so we want people to learn. We want people to learn.
Right. That's what I'm trying to do. He's asking legitimate questions.
You in there. So we got.
I'm just giving them what I know. You see what I'm saying? I'm not giving them everybody's. This is not the official answer. This is not Data's answer.
I got you.
We all individuals here.
We gotta give everybody. We gotta give everybody a chance, though. So.
What they not understanding though is they want this land. This land. Why do you think they call this land a milk and honey? This land has everything. Out of 640 herbs and spices, everything over in Africa, 600 of it came from America. So how is Africa the land where all birth got, and you don't even have enough food over there to feed the people that if they so-called came from there?
Rice really came from here too.
Okay. Hey, look, I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands that. You know what I'm saying? That because I think he's thinking like, okay, they should come to us and say, okay, you guys are the right people.
Why they not gonna do that?
We should give you guys. We should give you guys benefits, and we should give you this. And he see them people getting it. He see them people getting it. So it looks
too many of us.
Right, it looks kind of confusing because it's like, okay, if we the original people, then why come we ain't got this?
Yo, son, my nigga.
Because they took it from you. That was in order to take the land. Why you think these people got the money?
We're gonna let you go, and then we're gonna let somebody else go. Go ahead, brother.
Let him talk. He been talking all night.
All right, talking in a circle all night.
I ain't talking no circles, man.
Bro, you talking in a circle, bro. Like you cannot bring. I told you before you brought your raggedy ass references. I told you not to bring them because you did it before, and I told you why. Don't bring that. I told you that from the go. So right now, I'm not in the debate. I'm just trying to so we can get the information.
Can I say something, Chief? If they spend $1 billion, over billions and billions of dollars, putting our people to sleep, making them thinking they was from another land. So why do you think that Google is gonna give you your shit, give you the correct shit for free? Now they gonna continue that lie into Google. That's a fact.
Yeah, you could call and I'll beat you up. Hey. All of y'all saying, yo.
Go ahead with your argument, bro. We're gonna let you go.
Let him finish out. Go on and let him finish.
You gonna let me talk, or you scared to let me talk, bro? You acting like a girl now. Talk, man.
Yo, I've been thinking that all night about you.
Damn, nigga, what you want? What you want?
Speak on it, bro. We need you to talk. Let's get some structure going on here. Ty Day to take over.
You've been talking in riddles all night.
Yeah, look. Let's get to the points. Let's break down the points and let's really deal with the situation.
And we talking about breaking it down and not answering yourself, because that's what you've been doing all night. I done sit here out there in the chat. At least add your ass something, then you go into answering this shit. Please break it down, because this shit is getting long and drawn out for no reason.
Empress, I'm gonna say this.
Hey, yo, hold on, man. Can I just get my fucking point out while y'all go whatever y'all want to do? All I said was, yo, y'all said these are the fake niggas. you the real niggas? Why are you spending most of your time on the internet arguing with niggas who say they African instead of taking your argument to these niggas?
You don't think we have been taking our argument to them?
Show it to me. Show me something.
Man, it's a whole lot of us niggas. We've been doing this. This ain't nothing new for our people.
Show it to me. Stop talking to me.
You don't think people already ain't been in Congress arguing with these people, ain't been to the UN arguing with them people? You ain't even know who the fuck you is. They know who the fuck you are.
Put it on the screen. Show me what y'all niggas
Okay, hold on one second. I'll put it on the screen for you. Give me a couple minutes. I'll put it on the screen for you. I'll show you. But the whole point is that listen. This is the point, Rob, that you're missing, bro.
Can I ask one question? Then I'm gonna be quiet.
Let me break this down because the brother's missing his point.
Can I ask one question and I'll be quiet for the rest of the night?
The point is not there.
Who's y'all ambassador? Who's y'all African American ambassador? Because we need to whoop his ass because y'all still over here on American soil getting your motherfucking asses killed, and not one motherfucking African American ambassador came up and said, no, we need to handle this because you mistreating our people. Because if you're a foreigner, you have an ambassador. Where's your ambassador?
Right. But see, this is the thing, Rob Boy, is that listen, bro. This is not. They're not our enemy. Okay, we're not out to.
Hold on, Ty. I'm moderating here. Okay, so hold on, Ty. Every time one of us, he's the only one to represent the Pan-African side. So it's his time. So everybody be quiet.
I'm not talking no Pan-African, nothing. You niggas.
This nigga out here in the chair hollering the U.S. ambassador. Every country has an ambassador.
Hold on. Let him address it though, sis. Let him address it.
Okay.
This is so crazy because you saying that I'm getting my ass kicked. You're getting your ass kicked. People who are black again. You are a fucking American.
I'm not black, but black means dead, so a dead man can't talk. Dead man can't talk.
What you say? Your passport, you a citizen.
You do know black
is shit about you being an Indian or none of that unless you're part of one of them tribes. Passport, so you're a citizen.
I'm part of a tribe. I'm part of a nation.
You niggas is crazy, man. You niggas is crazy.
We crazy, but you crazy for thinking people came on the bottom of a motherfucking boat. 40, 50,000 deep. We crazy.
I'm not talking about none of that. You niggas ain't doing nothing. You not doing
what are y'all doing? Please tell me what y'all doing. Y'all still talking about some motherfucking metal nettle and all this old stupid shit.
I'm talking about that.
Building the pyramid. If the pyramid was built before us, why do I got images of them building the pyramid? So why do I got pictures of them building the pyramids?
I don't
Please tell me.
I don't teach Egypt. You talking to the wrong person. I don't say I'm from Egypt.
Anybody's teaching that African shit, I'm talking to them.
Yeah, so you can talk whatever you want. I don't care what you say. The point is,
people that came from America built ancient Egypt.
What are you doing? Your ass is black. We don't fucking none of that.
I don't look like the tar in the motherfucking street. I don't look like the tires on my car. That's black. So apparently a lot of y'all niggas ain't got 20/20 vision. Because if you don't know the difference between black and brown, something is wrong.
That's cool.
Okay.
According to these police profile,
if y'all teaching,
they call in,
since you so knowledgeable of stuff,
they say code.
If you
they say black,
stuff wrong,
you teaching, why y'all ain't teaching? They say black female. They say black female.
I don't know, because I'm part of a nation. I don't get that black.
Yeah, we ain't part of no fucking. Get out of here.
I am part of a nation. How the fuck you gonna tell me I ain't a part of a goddamn nation?
Talking, man.
And I did my genealogy. I know who the fuck my people are.
You said police don't identify people with black and white codes. That's bullshit.
Then you know black and white is a status. It's not a motherfucking skin color. So you do know that. So since you teaching something as you claim, that means that you're gonna teach us about the law and what black and white means.
All I'm telling you is that when the police call in, they say black male.
But we know that
whatever
black
you
means
got on, that's not what they looking at. When they look, they gonna get a nigga that look like me. They looking for the nigga with the red hoodie.
Do you know why they call you dead? Do you know why they call you black?
Come on, man. That shit is
dead.
stupid.
Black means dead in the eye of the law. Black means dead in the eye of the law, wrong.
I'm gonna tell you why all this shit you talking
so hold on, one at a time.
I'm gonna say why all this shit is bullshit. The white man run this shit, nigga.
They run Africa, nigga.
That's like saying
they run Africa, nigga.
It don't mean nothing.
So you give up, brother.
They run Africa too, nigga.
It don't mean nothing. It don't mean shit.
Fighting.
They got those independent presidents over there.
If Africa was this land or whatever y'all want to claim it to be, so rich in soil and rich in all these things, why did they bypass that motherfucker and come to America?
Why you don't use your grant to go to school? Because you sound retarded.
Now you don't want to sound retarded because you educated in the white man's bullshit. That makes you qualified. Because nigga, you ain't no scholar. That's a white man's motherfucking title. Your ass ain't gonna be here long enough to scholar any motherfucking thing. Only why they call themselves scholars is to make your ass think that they know something, nigga.
That shit, Aboriginal.
You talk that shit. You talk that shit. That's just to make y'all think that these motherfuckers know something. Everything they got, nigga, they got from the original man out of America.
Go ahead, girl.
They got all the motherfucking blueprints over Adam shit. Nigga, bad. Tuck your ass to bed, nigga. You need that sleep. Nigga, you need that sleep. Maybe you can travel to Africa in your sleep tonight, nigga. You need it. Good night. Goodbye. Teach that shit to your kids, because they gonna be the first ones on the boat, and we'll be the first motherfucker down there. How the adios, motherfucker. Adios. Adios. I see you. We see you. We see you, nigga. We see you.
Get it, girl.
We see you. I'm part of a nation. I ain't got to worry about your problems, because them are your problems, nigga.
That's cool.
Them are your problems, not mine. They're your problems, not mine.
Good, girl. That's good. That's good. You sound very.
Oh, because you educated about pale-face. That makes you smart. Boy,
that's right. That's right. Tell all the black people don't go to college.
Okay, so we're trying to have a.
Don't learn technology.
Right? Tell them.
Nigga, guess what? Everything they taught you is a lie. Go re-educate yourself. Go re-educate yourself, because everything they taught you and all the shit they done gave y'all to put y'all asses over there is a lie. Is a lie. Go educate yourself, nigga.
That's that.
Come with them motherfucking pale-face books they done put out for y'all ass to mislead y'all ass. Because what you doing is misleading the people too.
Talk that shit.
Now, good day. Get you some sleep.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? We don't have to talk genealogy, right? I like you were saying that you know how we gonna change, you know, the conditions and things that we're in, right? Well, you said, we all agree that it's psychological first, right? And it's been a psychological warfare, and they're using the school systems and the entertainment and every other.
If
you don't know this, if you don't agree with this, then so we have another problem. Because if you don't believe that hold on, listen. Every institution that is set up right now is working against the people. That you disagree with that?
So if you get a coding degree, which is
either you with them or you with us, bro. Like, come on, bro.
I'm gonna answer you now. If you get a coding degree and follow the technological trends, that's dealing with that's him misleading you. If you go get an education,
are you moving the goalposts? Are you not? Are you moving the goalposts?
If you get an education,
I asked a simple question. I asked a simple question, bro.
Dude,
every institution. I didn't say some. I said all. I said all.
No. If you don't have an education,
that's the problem. Name me an institution. Okay, I got you.
We don't learn
name me institution.
If we don't learn science, technology, and engineering, we ain't going nowhere. So talk that Aboriginal
shit,
nigga. Fuck out of here with that shit, nigga.
Okay, I agree with that.
So you gotta go to school, nigga. You gotta learn this shit. That's it. So what the fuck are you talking to me about?
Okay, so what institution we run?
What institution we run? We run HSBU.
Yeah, name an institution. Because you don't run Egyptology, you don't run Pan-Africanism. What institution we run?
Some fucking ideology, nigga.
Answer the question, bro. It's a simple question.
I'm not talking about ideology. I'm not talking to you about that, my nigga.
What are we talking about?
Are you listening to what the fuck I am telling you?
Hey, we don't run no HA.
Okay,
we don't run
no
black colleges.
You can't talk about that.
Yo, so there's no.
What you want to talk about?
There's no black colleges ran by black people. I want you to say that right now.
Yeah, they ran by the boule. They ran by.
Bro, you didn't even say that.
So now they black and boule. Now because they black, they boule.
No.
Yo, my nigga, listen.
Can I just make a point real quick? You've been talking all the time.
I haven't been talking. Every time I talk, y'all niggas cut me off.
Okay, I just want to. You made a point. Now let me just finish the point. Howard is funded by the Rockefellers. So what are you talking about? What you mean? What you mean?
So again, okay. No. I want you to get this correct. Okay. So when you deal with the science of mathematics and you deal with the science of engineering, the shit that we need to know so that we can become not fucking consumers but manufacturers, that's wrong.
I mean, I go to school right now. I'm working on it.
Listen to what I'm telling you, brother. Wait, hold on. Listen to me, bro.
Ain't nobody gonna disagree with you.
Yo, son, so stop fucking arguing with me about niggas talking. I'm telling the niggas they gotta get their education.
Okay, we agree with you. Okay,
so what the fuck is you talking to me about?
Chief got a degree, Chief in a college. So come on, bro. So I mean, that's not the end all be all, though.
Yo, my nigga, all I'm saying is me and Todd Data had ill comment. I'm with Todd Data. I'm with what he talking about. I'm with what he talking about. All this other ideology bullshit, I don't want to hear none of that. That's like going to school for religion and all that other shit. Niggas ain't going to school to major in African American shit and be nobody. You ain't going to school to learn about your genealogy and be nobody unless you can go there and you can get directly connected to your Indian tribe and then you can add and you can build with that.
But we ain't got our
tribe. Listen. That shit is crazy, bro.
Hey, listen. What Todd Data didn't tell you when you asked him about the tribe, right? There's two Cherokee tribes. There's one that's not listed and there's one that's federally recognized, right? Now, listen, the one that's federally recognized, them are the ones that was basically taken over by the Europeans. Now the motherfucking head of the Cherokee, the motherfucker live in London. Now, what you have to understand is this. Right? Can you agree that these people enslaved Indians from the 1600s all the way up until the 1800s? Can you agree with that?
Come on, Rob boy.
Can you agree with that, Rob boy? Huh?
Yo, son, since the European came here, son, they tried to do everything, bro.
They didn't try. They were successful. No. Okay, all right. Let me get finished. They were successful, bro, and they enslaved people from the 1600s all the way up into the Civil War, bro. Now, listen, if they enslaved people,
is that answering my question, my brother? What
okay, all right, my bad. We answered your question. We answered you. We said you're right.
Oh, so you don't gotta go against you. So there's nothing to go against them. It's just fuck Africa and fuck you niggas that saying you African.
Nah, hey, Alan, you cheating, bro. A1 got you.
Bro, listen. We right now. Hey, look, Rob Bourne. We've been listen. We just really starting to focus on the fact that we've been here because of research and because of looking up and finding research and. You got different scholars and different people telling you that it was already black people here. And then when you do the research, it all checks out. But we just starting to find a lot of this stuff out. So with that, you got to pretty much learn. A lot of people don't want to go to United Nations, but United Nations is one of the key to being recognized. But you can always declare your nationality anytime you want. You always can put that on record and send that to the right people.
I feel what you're saying. But how does that help any of the problems that you face in your community?
I mean, but for one, it's a step it's a step forward because for one, I'm in my proper status. That's number one. Now everything after that, it's not going to do me no good by me saying I'm from Zimbabwe. Or I'm from
that's cool. I can recognize that. Okay. It's not going to do nothing. Period. If you say you from any of those countries, that's fine. Okay, what I'm trying to get to get to the meat of this.
Okay. All right. Let them answer the question. Let them talk.
By you declaring your nationality, you saying what that is. I asked, how is that helping? know what I'm saying? How's that helping me? What is it going to do for anything any problem we face?
Because okay, hold. Come on. Sade, relax, man. Yeah, you did that the last time. You did that the last time. Look, listen. He said, how is that going to help you? First of all, you could there's lawsuits and civil suits that you could bring up against the United States. The United States is the one. The United States is the one that's yes.
They doing it again, bro. They asking questions that they themselves can't answer.
Listen, okay, no. This is a trick, Tade, don't come in with the confusion, please.
But you see what I'm saying?
Oh, Tade, listen, man. Go ahead. I just finally got a chance to talk without everybody talking at the same time, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay, like that shit right there. We ain't gonna get nowhere. But then you already know they ain't got nothing to answer. But that's not his question. His question is so Rabon.
So one second, A1. Hey Ty, send Cole for the link in the chat.
Is Rob Bourne still on the link?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
All right, so now
what time is it? Oh shit. Got 15 minutes. I'm shutting it down, bro. But go ahead.
So listen. So first of all, there's suits, man, because the first Jim Crow was basically changing people's status in the early 1900s, man. You had people who was telling the government that they was Indians and they was putting Negro and colored on their birth certificate and reclassifying them. And in 1965, the 1965, the Supreme Court said that was unconstitutional. So there's legal there's legal ramifications that can be applied to this matter. So it's just not
okay. So all right, I get what you're saying, right? So now here's the thing with this, right? You have what's this brother?
You're breaking up, bro. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
A brother named Hemlock from the NAA.
Hemlock.
The brother.
Hemlock. Yeah, we know who he is.
DP.
We know who he is. Go ahead. We know who he is.
Sounds like to me.
Yeah, I know.
We want to put lawsuits in and still ask the white man for the shit.
That's
what you just said.
Okay, but let me
asking the white man for some shit.
But for the main, okay, but listen. Hold up. Hold up. Listen. Hey, listen. Tadata.
Let him get it, man.
Tadata. Oh my. Tadata, listen. Just relax, bro. That's what we supposed to be doing. We build and relax, bro. Okay. I don't give a fuck what he's trying to do. I'm saying, okay. Look, okay, let me just answer that.
Yo, nah, I don't see it like that. Yo, bro, if you ask me that, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Look, right?
Because it's not a government. He right.
Oh my God! No.
Here you go with this regime shit, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. No, because it's not. He was answering my question. You changing the narrative. You causing confusion, Todd Data. Changing the narrative. Stop saying that shit, bro. Stop saying that. I corrected you on that already, bro.
Can you explain to Todd Data?
Hey, Todd Data, we just.
Who, guys? What are you talking about, bro? What do you mean after Egypt? What are you talking about? There's no. Yo, my brother, that's not.
Oh, God, man. God.
Okay, all right, check it. All right, cool. Whatever you say. Based off of that, you didn't answer the question. You didn't answer. He was on the question, bro. He
man.
The answer. You're not. So, like, if I asked him something and he said we working on that. Now, let's say I want to be fucking with the black people. So you got NCOBRA. NCOBRA is the National Coalition of Reparations for the African Americans. They have a bill on the House floor for reparations because they say they came from Africa. That is a discussion that's happening in the UN right now.
We know that. Okay.
Now,
okay.
No. I'm just saying this, right? So if I'm saying this, then you have the brother Beckles, brother Beckles from England. He just got $200 million out for reparations for the people in the Caribbean under the so-called thing of them being Africans, whatever. He did that. Now, what I'm saying is this. I'm like, yo, if niggas could get it, they could get it. I'm with it, but I'm on some Elijah Muhammad shit. We build and do our own. Fuck asking these niggas for shit, because they not gonna do it. We gotta do our own shit. That's the point. So now when I'm asking him, when I ask the brother, he answering. He's like, yo, we doing shit.
But this is our.
So what you doing?
Okay, you saying what we doing. First, we bringing awareness to our people who we are, bro. The same way,
yeah, but but you answer. I got thrown off by. Okay. I'm gonna let you talk. I got thrown off by him.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. You was answering the question on what is the benefit of doing of claiming this nationality. Now, if I claim African American, I can point to you right now where reparation movements have worked and how that's going and what people got from it.
But we gotta push it. But okay,
look. So now I'm asking you, the same how is that gonna help? How is that gonna help by me saying that I'm indigenous? That's all I'm asking.
Okay, listen. If we the first Indians, we the ones that basically had an injury applied to us. So we need a redress of grievances for them to. Look, we need a redress of grievances for them to correct that. But first, we gotta. First we gotta be able to go in our original form. We can't go in there as no fucking Africans because they got on pay. Okay, listen. Okay,
I agree with you.
Okay, listen. I just told you in 1910 in 14 states. Listen to me without anybody cutting me off. In 14 states in the United States in the 1900s, okay, they applied Negro and colored to millions of Indians. Now, that, first of all, is a problem because now, basically, they identify you as a false term. So that got legal ramifications. But if you don't know that this was applied to you, then you can't really, being an African ain't gonna help you.
Yo, I understand what you're saying, my nigga. All I asked you again is this. I understand all of that. I don't even feel like going into census history. I'm not even doing that. All I'm gonna say to you is this. You said that this is what you are. If you identify as this, I'm asking you now, how does that help you? And what is the movement that is back?
I'm telling you what the movement and everything is in process. Everything is in process. We trying to listen. Most of us just really, like, we just really started identifying as this within the last 15 years.
What?
Yo, you breaking up, bro.
And what to expect.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you one thing we're gonna do, right? The first thing we're doing, right, we're addressing the Department of Interior, okay? And the same way that Jesse Jackson, whatever they did to change us to African Americans, we're trying to be Aboriginal Americans, right? First Americans, yeah. No, he's asking a specific question. I'm gonna give him a specific answer. I don't care about all that. Bro, like, listen, no. But my point is though, here's the point though. He's asking what we're doing. He's asking what we're doing. He's asking, okay, bro, Ty David, I got you. I understand. I know that makes you mad. But we good. We got him. So the point is, right, not only are we building awareness and waking people up, right, to know who we are, because that's a part of it, right? People are doing things individually or whatever, but when we're talking about specific programs, right, we're talking about addressing the Department of Interior, right, to change, because they already know who we are. Like, it's automatic. They can change everybody from African American to Aboriginal American, right, and start giving benefits, right? Like when you got land and you have houses and stuff, and say you pay your house off, right, 20 years, right, 15 years, you a 15-year mortgage, right, pay your house off. They come take your house, right? So we don't want to be taxed. We don't want to be counted. We don't want to be none of that. We want to be left to our own Americanism, right? And enjoy the fruits of our labor, bro. So that's what we're pushing for. We're pushing for power.
Okay, so that's what you want.
Right. We're doing what the Pan-Africans didn't do. Let's put it like that.
Also,
we're doing everything you guys said you was going to do.
Where's our political party at?
How about that?
Yeah. So we're going to change the law that makes you an African American.
Now, what are you guys been doing?
Okay, so in order to, and I already
let him address that, Ty. Let him address that.
I already went through this with you already. I'm not going to keep repeating myself over and over again. Every single right that you have, from going to school to getting your education, from going to being able to be a part of the political processes, which how you change things in your community. So when you deal with this is very serious. Like, this is why some people got a problem with y'all. This is very serious. The only way to get this is how I did the Pan-African thing. I'm not even going to talk long. What is the purpose of the census? What's the purpose of the census, Todd Data?
Of what census?
What's the purpose of the census?
The purpose of the census is to number everybody, get everybody a certain category.
To count all the United States property.
Right.
To count all the United States property. All the citizens are United States property.
Okay, right.
And they all need to be
it's a surveillance. It is also for surveillance and categorization.
Right.
But somebody trying to get on the panel, and we got a bunch of people on the panel. So,
all right, so I'll get off right now. I'll get off. So
I think it's one of your ABK brothers.
I'm gonna get off. So the census,
it's one of your MBK brothers trying to come with you.
Yeah, the census, the purpose.
I'll go, Ty.
The purpose of the
you good.
The purpose of the census, as you said, is to keep count, right? But it also, the purpose of the census is what controls the House of Representatives. You understand this? This is a political thing. This is not just to keep count of people. The more people, the people that are in representing, for instance, right? If I live in Manhattan and we all live in Manhattan, right? And they all, every state got it where it's broke up in divisions and districts. So if we do the census determines what the funds go to that community. That means for your parks, that means for your housing, that means for your schools, the basic shit that we see every day, for your transportation, for the mail, for all of that.
But that's not what it was originally started.
It originally was started that, and I read it already.
Right. So I got a question. So what have the Pan-Africans been doing for this? What have the Pan-Africans?
Stop saying what the fucking Pan-African?
Whatever. I don't know what you called yourself. But this organization,
because you're making shit up.
Nah, bro, that argument is not.
When you make that up, you are making up an argument that don't exist.
Because I didn't even know that. So you're teaching me. You're giving me new black knowledge right now. So I didn't know that, but I just want to know how you guys are using this. Okay, how you guys are using this to benefit.
Okay, so I'm gonna show you how you're using it. So let's say when we look in my district. So if you look at District 13 and you look at these specific districts, right? So we have something called the Black Male Initiative. The Black Male Initiative was sponsored from John Jay College. The objective was to stop the recidivism rate. The recidivism rate is how within 90 days. 60% people go back to jail. Within 3 years, it said over 70% people go back to jail. So our objective was to find out what is the thing that stops people from going back to jail. And the only thing that is the problem solver was to keep college in jail, which they took out. So our objective was to get the people now who come from out there. So in order to do this, what do you have to do? You have to have a bill. You have to go to these boards and you have to go to Albany. So this is what people have been doing. That's a big program now. That's almost everywhere.
Okay, so are you saying?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. So you asking what the black people doing? There's no Pan-African movement. There's not, that shit don't exist. That's a fucking ideology, and you need to get that to your brain. You guys got to stop saying that. That don't exist, bro. That's an ideology. That's all it is. When you're talking about what you're talking about, what people doing, you're talking about politics. So now you have to look at all the black mayors, all the black governors, and all those people. You want to call them boule, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They got there because our ancestors put them there.
I'm talking about wait. I want to address this. So we're talking about the education system as being a system that has missed. Hold on, bro. We'll let you talk, bro. I've been quiet. I'm chilling. So we're just talking about some real talk, bro. Like the education system that you went to, I went to, is not for us, bro.
Okay, it's
that's
not
what
for
we're
us.
saying. So
Fine, my nigga.
wait. So us teaching ancient American history, bro.
Stop talking about history to me, bro.
Hold on,
I don't
bro.
care about
Hold
that
on,
shit,
bro. Like
bro.
this is
But do
it
he?
all goes.
Okay,
It all
Chief.
goes with the
He's
political.
saying that you gotta have all these black people in place. Do he not know down there, whoever's being a politician or whatever they running for, if they got black on any of they bullshit,
oh my fucking God.
You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing for your people. I'm just saying.
We're not going nowhere. Listen, man, everything that I'm gonna bring up from programs that help people who come home from prison, from housing,
no, that's dope.
From low income housing.
Yeah, I'm with all
that.
That's dope too, bro. All that's dope, bro. I'm not saying niggas ain't never did nothing.
Now you want to
come everybody's Aboriginal. Hold on, Ty. Let's stop. Let's just drop the
from low income
let's get to the
I've been doing those programs too.
For my nursery,
man, I've been doing
the shit that we do for our after day shit. That's the shit everyday shit that affects us. So when you say what are these people doing, those are black people who identify themselves as being African American. They identify themselves as being African American, and they are directly addressing the problems that we have in our community.
I got you. So basically, I get it, Rob. I get it.
Hold on,
you right now,
the main problem that we have.
No, but see, this is what he's saying. He's saying that, you know, because they identify as African American, they put it on the census. They're counting the African American numbers, and then they're turning that into programs and stuff. So that's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
That's right. So that's what he's saying.
Finna get in those programs as soon as they start, as soon as they go in after this fucking census. Because you're calling yourself an illegal immigrant. How about that?
Right. But see, you have to understand that none of these programs that
black is an ideology.
What these little programs or whatever, these little
programs.
Well,
you look at it as an ideology, it's fictitious. In law, it is fictitious. You cannot be an African American. You cannot be black. All those are fictitious.
Listen. Okay, so let's calm it down for a second. So right.
Listen, we can learn.
Okay, so listen, check it out, right? So we're gonna let Sanel go. He's a new guy. Peace, Sanel. Thanks for coming, bro. And then we're gonna let the sister go in after that. So go ahead, brother. And then let us know when you finish, and then we're gonna let the sister respond.
First of all, I'd like to say I apologize to the sister if I came off with disrespect. What I'm saying is, that's a name we decided to call ourselves. Over at New Black Now, we have videos addressing this very point, providing the sources. This is not no white man telling us what we were. Chief, I have a question for you. What do you call the child of a Hausa mother and an Igbo father? I'll help you.
I can't really. I don't know. See, I'm kind of different, bro. I don't get off on the labels, bro. I don't get off on the labels.
These people had. Let me finish. Our ancestors had identity.
Depends on what's the tradition.
Right. Listen to me, brother.
What's the point? Let him
make
his point.
Is to go with the father, then it's gonna go with the father, brother.
Right. Let's let the brother make his point because it's kind of weird right now.
What I'm telling you is, our ancestors had identity. They was from kingdoms, townships, chiefdoms.
Just in Africa, though. Just in Africa.
So that's your point.
I'm saying that's what we saying. We're not disputing that.
Hold on, we gotta let the brother make his point first. We gotta let the brother make his point.
Okay. My bad.
They had identities in their own culture. We wasn't lottie-dottie everybody on the continent. No more than we are right now. What I'm trying to say is, when we came in, we had identities. We didn't know what to call ourselves. And you had that Hausa mother and Igbo father, so we said African. We decided.
But who you talking about? Who got Igbo?
Whoa, Chanel, come on, bro. What are you doing?
If you
I'm done. I'm going back to
the There's people in the chat.
Hold on. Let him go.
There's people who really in the chat who trying to learn and they can't.
Hold on.
I respect it here.
Hold on, y'all. Let's let him make his point. Let's let him make his point. Yeah,
I mean, do we have to? We don't have to go. We don't have to. Listen, we know African culture is here, and the African culture came here because African people.
What is African culture? Can you please explain it? Please explain your African culture.
An example, Anansi the Spider story. All right, we all know Anansi is a particular deity on the west coast of Africa.
So just because hold on, wait a minute. He's saying the west coast of Africa.
What about the Chinese spider story? What is that African culture too?
That's their story. But if you keep cutting my wisdom, I can't get my build off. We arguing conjecture because you don't know what I'm trying to say, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Explain yourself.
This is y'all platform. I remember where I was. Those people had identity, so we decided to
speak up a little bit, brother. Speak up a little bit.
We decided to call ourselves African. We decided to call ourselves Black. There's a build on our channel called "My Name Is My Name." You understand?
Yeah, I didn't take that one out.
Go to it.
Wait a minute. Do you have a date on this? Do you have a date when y'all made the African part? When this happened?
Seneb is a genuine brother.
Pull it up right now.
Be honest about it.
Nah, I fuck with Seneb, man. I like Seneb too. I like Rob Horn too. But I like MBK. I like y'all whole little movement, man. But we niggas, y'all gonna be just y'all gonna be just right.
We don't have to argue suppositions. We can go to
the
sources.
But let me ask you one more question. Hey,
I need the sources though. I need the sources.
Your one question is above his pay grade, man. Hold on.
Hey, look, let me ask you one question.
You know, I'm over here sharpening my utensils right now.
Can I ask him one question? Bro. Listen, all right.
Yes, sir.
My man. What's the brother name that's on the platform?
Seneb, man. So what's going
on?
All right,
okay. Seneb, what's up? This is Tantis, man. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Now, I don't care, Tantis. You sound like you from Brooklyn. But go ahead, keep going.
I'm from North New Jersey, man.
Yeah. So you from the East Coast? Got the East Coast. So go ahead,
right.
Keep going.
No doubt.
Man, don't forget about the rest of us.
What you trying to say, Alan? I'm West Coast with it, Cali.
Right, man. Don't forget about the rest of us, man. Don't get AP on here. Don't get shot and shit.
Hold on, AP got a question for us, right? Don't get the question.
So the question, look. So check it out. All right. So boom. So when you said them two African groups of people when they met up, where did these two groups of people meet up at?
I mean, it could have been It could have been in the Barracoons on the shores of West Africa. It could have been in the Caribbean. It could have been in Brazil. It could have been in Central, South America. I mean,
you saying could, brother? You saying could?
I mean,
you saying could?
Do you want a source? I can give you one.
I know. Well, I'm gonna let the brother come back on this question. But no, I need the source.
Danny, hold on,
yeah, go ahead, put your source out.
Yeah,
put your source out.
I got dropped out, yo. Man.
Yeah, you and Jag just disappeared for some reason.
Yo, look, but my question was to the brother.
I'll let y'all get something off.
I just had one question for the brother, man. Just real quick, man.
Go in.
Look, you said the two. So where did these two African group of people meet up at? In America, or this happened in Africa?
I mean, it could have been in diasporic Germany. It could have been.
When you keep saying could, so you don't know, bro. Just say you don't know, bro.
Hold on.
Already there. I didn't have to elaborate on something that was already known.
No. That's not known. That's not known here.
What's not known?
Because ain't no two groups of African people
going to meet.
Hold.
Are we denying the transatlantic slave trade?
Oh no. We know the transatlantic slave trade started in Americas. That's what we teach here. That's
come on.
That's facts. That's facts. If you don't know that, then you ain't on the same level as us. Then we should be.
Okay, well let's show him. Let's show him. Hey, AP, you on your laptop? AP, you on your laptop?
I'm not showing. Listen, hey, Todd Data, relax. I'm not showing nobody nothing.
Right,
if you don't know by now, like I just told Rob Bourne, bro. If you don't know. Listen, all right, my brother. You wanna learn something, or you wanna keep telling us about the African shit that we all know about? We all came through that journey.
Okay, please, let him go in, bro. Let him go in. We let you go.
Look, question real quick, and I'm gonna let Chief answer.
I know, but AP was saying something real quick.
Because this is gonna answer my man question that he's asking me, Chief.
Go ahead.
Did I not ask you to set a date last year when we were talking to Brother Amadi? We did the date, and y'all ran.
I ain't never running.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm not running.
I like the fight rain through the snow. Man, I just asked. What are you talking about? I don't even know nothing about what you talk about, and that had to be about 3 years ago.
How many times?
Talking about? I don't run from nowhere.
How many times have me and you built, Chief? Be honest.
10 times.
And you have yet to provide a source in
So
what are you talking about? I provide source all the time, and I put them in the back chat and send them to y'all.
Oh my
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He do know about Sierra Leone and Liberia,
okay,
right?
I got you. I'm gonna provide a source right now. Then that's what we're about to do.
Look. Let me get finished. Can I make my point? Hey, listen, can I get finished making my point, please?
Make y'all point so long and drawn out here. I could went to work and came back home.
I'm sorry, sis. Damn, I'm sorry.
Damn, give me.
I keep getting cut off. I couldn't even.
No, because it ain't like y'all getting to the point. It's like y'all playing ring around the roses. Everybody just running around in circles and shit.
Yeah, let's try to get to the point. Let's try to do point for point. Let's try to do point to point.
It ain't hard to get to. It ain't hard to get to.
Okay, listen, we about to put this thing to bed. Samir, we right here right now. It's airing opportunity right now, right? So this is what we're doing, right? So I need to ask y'all about Professor James Small. Africans have been coming to America for wait, bro, because this is what we teach. We've been here. So we've been here for millions of years. We never came here. Wait a minute. This is what we saying. We home. So y'all can go home. Y'all can go to Africa anytime you want to. You don't have to argue with us on our land. Wait a minute. I want you to address that. I need you to address that. I need to address science. Wait a minute. If you're not up on people being here hundreds of thousands of years ago, you got a motherfucking problem right now. So explain why. Wait a minute. Professor James Smalls is y'all master teacher. Why did he say? Wait a minute. You must not know this then. Why did he say Africans was coming here over 200,000 years? Explain.
Well, first of all, I didn't make that statement, so I don't have to explain.
I'm asking you why Professor James Smalls said it.
Secondly,
why don't you ask me if I was the one building?
I'm asking you. You was there too. I've been asking you this question too. You never can answer. Answer the question. Answer the question. Please answer this question.
What was my reply to James?
If niggas been on the planet for millions of years and y'all believe that the black man is the first people on the planet, explain why Professor James Small said niggas been coming here for hundreds of thousands of years. Explain that, bro.
Over 200,000. I know James Small, by the way.
What was my answer to James Small?
I mean, what does that have to do with
what was my answer, brother?
Won't you guys answer it right now? We ain't gotta play that shit. What would just answer the question?
So we gonna play it then. Because what he did was he said that he brought up the dugouts, the dugout boat. There's dugout Native American boats and there's dugout boats in West Africa. The oldest boat that they got is 8,000 BCE. He said that
they
came over here.
And what did he get?
Can I finish, brother? The oldest boat, the dugout boat that we got come from that point. Now, from the studies that everybody agrees with, there's a current that comes from the coast of West Africa to Brazil. You can get caught in that current and you can come here. So I will never say that we didn't come here. I don't see the evidence of an international trade of the artifacts and stuff here in that part of West Africa and vice versa. We don't have that evidence. If
you go to Sierra Leone and Liberia, the houses that they built was American houses because that was American Indians.
All right, hold on. Let's deal with the system.
There's no current that goes from Africa to Brazil.
Who said that? There's no current?
No. It is not
no current. That's a lie.
To Brazil.
Right. You rode on this current, or are you saying something?
This nigga Aquaman now.
I'm not trying to be goofy, bro. I'm not trying to be goofy. I'm just trying to say how you know.
Hold on. You gonna say boats?
Remember, we're gonna get back to the dugout boat. Remember that.
We're gonna get back to this.
No, we ain't going to that. No, we're gonna deal with it.
Yeah, we're gonna deal with it. So let me deal with it. So you guys had Jack Forbes on your fucking show, correct? Y'all read that book, right? African American, right?
Yeah.
He said it's the same thing.
We're talking about
we already explained to you. We correct everybody.
Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. All of the scholars that speak about Africans being in America that deal with that, they deal with that current. Ivan Van Sertima, all of them deal with that. Now,
it's a pseudo
That's cool. Whatever you want to say, then you gonna have to prove it. Okay, so then you prove the scientific, but through scientific data that shit don't go there.
Okay, so you're not really clear on the 200,000 year thing, right? You're not hip to that.
No, I'm not dealing with that because there's
but
no
what that got to do with
wait. When did black people first come to America? Wait a minute. You say a time period right now. You got a time period, and you moved the goalpost to 15. You moved it. Wait a minute.
We gonna let y'all go in, bro.
Hold on.
We gonna let them go in. But this is the
I know. I need to address this though. We talked about the 11.
Up out that bitch.
Hey,
show me the goddamn
look, we're gonna let y'all go in, but y'all got to understand when y'all ask questions, y'all gotta answer questions too. Because y'all asking a lot of questions. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
Wait. 11 Africans in here. He named them.
Chief, hold on 1 second. You guys are asking questions, but when we ask you a question, you're just like brushing it off. So Chief is asking you a question right now, and then you go back and ask another question. So what's your question?
Did I not answer the question? Yes or no,
Chief, did he ask you a question? Chief, did he ask you a
question? They ain't lying. Come on, bro. Come on, Robert.
So he told you. He said some boats, right? He said it because there was some boats found, right? That was your answer.
The dugout
boats. Okay, so he answered your question.
From 8,000 BC.
So now he get to answer the question that they get to answer.
Okay. So Rob Warren, does a white man have a vested interest in taking down numbers? Yes or no?
Taking down what?
Oh, okay. If they're only they're trying to say that basically man hasn't really done nothing until they came here and did it. You understand my point?
I didn't understand. What?
Do you agree that the black man had already circumnavigated this whole motherfucking planet before the white man existed? Yes or no?
Circumnavigated the whole planet?
The whole fucking planet. Yes or no? Was we here before the white man was ever created? What?
No.
Bro, I'm done, bro. Like, I can't talk to motherfuckers that's not going to be authentic, bro. Like, how you having a conversation when you know science? What? How we going to talk?
Hey, Chief, bro, he answered
He's not answering no questions because he don't know the answer.
Chief, he answered the question. He said no. So let's just move on. He said no.
So okay, well, no. Listen. How long do you think it took people to build all these damn pyramids over here?
Oh my God.
Wait a minute, it had to take some time. It had to take energy. Like when we're talking about these things, right? So what we're saying is if America is older than Africa, right? And we just gonna and we can prove that, right? With science. We use science to prove what we're saying. Okay, and we use science to prove that we've been here for thousands of years. So you said that they brought us here, they brought 11 of us here in 1600, bro. That's what you said.
You asked him 2 questions, bro.
You said they brought us here, bro. Let's get back to that.
Chief, he answered both of your questions.
What?
He got a question. Let him get his question in.
He answered 2 of yours. I didn't address that. But then he moved the goalpost to 1526. Then you moved the goalpost to 1526.
Boy, yo, when did
Negroes come to America? When did Negroes come to America? That's all I need to know.
You gotta be better than that, man.
Nah, man. When did Negroes? Because y'all cut me the fuck off. Everybody cut me the fuck off. I mute my mic. I've been chilling. So if I'm trying to make a fucking point, let me make a point. I shot the yellow, yeah. The fuck? So y'all ain't making y'all going around the fucking circle. Nigga, you said in 1611, they brought 11 motherfucking people or some shit, right? You said some name. Then you said 1526. Niggas was already here, bro. So long before the white man was ever thought of. That's what we saying. So you moving the goalposts and you saying shit back and forth. Y'all talking in circles. We gonna cut this shit short, bro.
Okay. All right. So now
who the fuck we all on our land?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Africa, fam.
Okay, man. I'm gonna give you my.
Know when they picking up and getting the fuck off.
I just wanted to talk some points and go back and forth. If you can agree on it, we can agree on it.
Every time we have these conversations.
Nah, bro. I'm not trying to turn up, but goddamn.
Chief, please, bro. Chief. Let's let them get some questions in, bro. It's not even that serious, man. He answered like 2 of your questions. You keep piling on his questions.
You said 1600, and then you said 1526. Can you please address that?
Right now,
yeah, he been talking all night, and he still ain't got the point. Come on now.
So what's your question, Rob?
Let's keep this even out. Dude been talking all night and still ain't got to his point. The fuck?
Well, he got a question, right? What's your question?
I don't know who that wanted to.
Yeah, I don't even know what she talking.
I don't get that.
I'm the same one that y'all keep calling y'all some fucking black people and African American that is fictitious, have no standing in law. And first of all, you can't be two motherfucking continents.
Okay.
Anything else?
Hey, answer your question, bro. You don't want that word from that. You don't want that word from her, bro. Trust me. You don't want that. You might want to stick to Chief.
I mean,
you don't want that. So just ask your question.
I mean, listen. I understand. We are hurt people. Emotionalism is going to happen. I understand that. I can walk with my people though, and I've been trying to walk with y'all. You know what I'm saying? If you saying no one had ever said no one's ever came over here, I said show us evidence. If you can provide evidence of Africans,
show me the evidence that everybody came up out of Africa.
Okay, AP, because you want to take this?
On every continent, there is melanated people. On every continent.
That's AP right there.
Melanated people, because they're there before any hybrid. Melanated people made that you can't even get a hybrid unless you go through the fence of a man and woman. What the fuck? That ain't even no motherfucker. Don't take no genius to know that one.
Jaguar, Omac, you guys want to take this question? He asking proof. He saying show him some evidence that man was here.
Real quick, let me get that out there for the people. John Blasingame, Slave Narrative. Go on Amazon. John Blasingame. He a brother.
Bro, come on, Chanel.
AP, where you at, bro?
I'm gonna need you to get to the Library of Congress. I'm gonna need for y'all Negroes on the East Coast over there. I'm gonna need for y'all to make it to the Library of Congress and go through those books because they showed you who the fuck was here. They got all these old maps and they got pictures of us. They don't got no pictures of no motherfucking mongoloids. Those are pictures of us, bro.
I have a question for you, Chief.
Okay, Chief, he got a question for you. Chief, he got a question for you. Let's try to have some dialogue, y'all.
Wow.
If my sources are wrong, it's white boys, it's white man school, the society that's being created. What are your sources from?
Negro, you in the Matrix. I tell you
that's his question, Chief. Can you answer his question? Chief,
can
you answer his question?
Wait, so it's on the record.
Fine.
Can you give me a source?
So what you're saying is, right, out of all the craniology, the people, everything that we're talking about, right? Like, I don't even have to go hundreds of thousands. We just go 12,000, 11,000, 9,000, 10,000.
No.
Wait.
Let him go, bro. Let him go.
Hold on, I'm answering your question. I'm doing a long winded like you.
No, Chief, get to the point, bro. Get to the point. So we got a lot of.
I'm getting to my point. I'm getting my point. I know yes or no question. I know yes or no. I'm almost forgetting the question right now. Are you serious right now? Like, let me ask you the question.
About no 9,000 years ago, we're not time traveling, man.
Well, see, you asked him a question.
Give me a time frame.
Let him answer the question. If that's possible,
talking about slavery,
if that's possible, he can answer the question.
I'm saying that we've been here. So what time period are you talking about? What time period you need me to be in to talk to you?
Provided. When did we come here, Chief? When did we come?
No, I'm asking a question. So in 1972 or 70 or 63, they were calling us African Americans, right? So you said because you asked me questions. I can answer.
You want to moderate this? I get
you. And they wasn't calling us black either.
I'm trying to get my.
And we wasn't calling ourselves black either.
We wasn't calling ourselves Africans 40 years ago. He knows this. So I want him to give me a source of when we started calling ourselves African. Wait a minute, brother. I need you to give me the source.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you right now, right?
Okay. So I'm giving you. I don't have to. I'm not getting past. I'm not getting past the pyramids. I'm not getting past the bones that are in the ground. I'm not getting past that. I'm not getting past the fucking murals. I'm not letting y'all get past that. Until you explain this. Wait a minute. Until you explain what motherfucking bone or skull that you identify yourself with in Africa, brother. You African motherfucking scholars. What motherfucking skull you identify yourself with in West Africa, my brother? Checkmate, nigga. It's over, nigga. You can't.
Hold on, Chief. Let him ask it.
I'll mute right now, nigga.
What do you mean?
So he do know that the original European are the first Africans, right?
You know
He do know this. Those are the original answers.
Let him go ahead and answer it. Let him go ahead and answer it. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Nah, I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay. Okay, everybody mute their mic. Let them go. Let them go.
Because it's checkmate, sir. It's checkmate. It's checkmate. All the other shit you talking about is over because you don't have the bone. It's checkmate, brother. Give me a book. Okay, you gonna give me a book? You gonna give me a book, right?
Yes, you want one?
Oh my God.
No, I need you to give me the bones that you identify with in Africa, brother.
I thought you don't.
West Africa. Give me the bone. You West African. How are you identifying yourself in West Africa?
You don't believe in science.
No, brother. I just told you. I just told you. We got the bones here in the ground. Our ancestors in the motherfucking ground that you're standing on. Wait a minute. My ancestors are in the ground that you're standing on. Where are yours?
Brother, do you want a book?
Okay, where are your ancestors, my nigga?
Are you scared to let us answer the point?
No, okay, because he's talking about a book.
Let him answer, Chief. You asked the question.
Y'all, you go to the motherfucking museums now.
Hey, Chief, just let him answer the question. You asked it.
Don't give me a book. Hey, bro, you give me a book. I'm out of here. Give me a book. Hey, bro, you said book, bro. I'm going to go ape shit crazy.
Chief, let's let him answer the question. You asked him a question. Just let him out. Let's calm down, man. We hostile.
Bro, it's taking too long. I'd have been like Lucia. Naya.
That shit is not damn.
Kensington, man.
Let me get this in there. So I did this already. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's this. Okay, so we're gonna deal with his bones that he's talking about. He just mentioned Naya again. So that bone is from 12 to 13,000 BCE. They took the bone, they looked at the cranium, and they took the DNA of the person. The DNA of the person does not say indigenous American. It doesn't say African.
No. Let me finish.
Hold on. That wasn't the question, bro. That wasn't the question, Alan. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. Right. That was the question, bro.
Don't worry about America. Don't worry about America.
Let's get to the point. Let's get to the point first, and then you can go around to
y'all trying to be tricky right now.
Let me answer.
Africa. Don't talk about Naya.
Let me answer the question.
Africa,
you said what bones I identify. I don't even have to go so far. I'll go right to the African burial ground. I'll go right to those bones right there, and I'll go right to the 400.
Did you say African burial ground?
Answer the question. Answer the question. Let him go. Let him go.
That's not in Africa, though, bro. That's in America.
Chief, let him answer, bro. Just let him answer, please. Just like let me talk for a second.
Let me answer the question. So when you get in the African burial ground, you look at the bones, they looked at the cranium, and they took the DNA. The DNA of all of those specific bones, majority of them point to the regions in West Africa, particularly from Ghana, etc.
Did you see them pull those bones up?
Yes, they got them. Yes, we have them. They have them right there for you.
Now, did you see them bring them up at the ground?
Yes, we did. Yes, they did. Yes. Let me finish. No, we're not.
Make it a point.
If you